Hi, and welcome back. Let's talk about the concept of an economic hedging relationship and how it affects hedge accounting. In an economic hedging relationship, the fair value of the hedged item and the fair value of the hedging instrument typically move in opposite directions because they are linked to the same risk being hedged. For example, if the fair value of the hedged item increases, the fair value of the hedging instrument should decrease and vice versa. However, this relationship is not always perfect. There may be situations where the changes in fair value don't completely offset each other, leading to hedge ineffectiveness. This ineffectiveness represents the extent to which the changes in the hedging instrument's value are greater or less than the changes in the hedged item's value. For a hedged risk component, only the changes in fair value or cash flows related to that specific risk are considered. If there's ineffectiveness, the entity needs to analyze the sources of this ineffectiveness and how they might affect the hedging relationship over its term. This analysis is key to ensuring the hedge meets effectiveness requirements. What does economic relationship mean? An economic relationship exists when the hedging instrument and the hedged item generally respond to the same underlying risk. Their values move in a systematic way because of this shared exposure. For instance, Brent and WTI crude oil are underlyings that are economically related, and their prices often move similarly in response to market changes. But here's an interesting twist. Sometimes the underlying assets may not move significantly themselves, but a price differential between them might change. This can cause the fair values of the hedged item and hedging instrument to move in the same direction temporarily instead of the expected opposite direction. Even in such cases, the economic relationship remains valid if these temporary movements are expected to align with the entity's risk management objective over time. Ultimately, an economic hedging relationship is about ensuring that the hedging instrument and the hedged item are tied to the same risk in a way that makes the hedge effective. Thanks for joining me.